Indio guitars. Here's what you can actually expect from them out of the box. You get an actually pretty alright case. Zippers aren't that great. I think this one's pretty good, but I wouldn't trust it. And this one's shit. I know that for sure. And here's the instrument. Actually kind of looks nice. It's appealing to the eyes. Still got some plastic on it. This one is going back to the factory though. I haven't even checked what the truss rod looks like because it's going back to the factory. I'm Brandon Tuners, and for what I can tell, you cannot tighten these tuners. And it's not getting up on my shitty camera because, I own an Android. I guess you can tighten them from there. I don't know if that actually tightens the thing or not. I have to check that on the next guitar because it doesn't stay in tune that well, at least day one out of the box. Frets need work. They're not sharp, but they're not great. They're like, if you play this for about like 2, maybe 3 months constantly, you can it'll just wear down naturally because it's not like these frets are like made to last. The fretboard actually just looks like something Squire would make. And this thing costs more than the mug gig, and I can already tell you that this is a way better guitar, and I bought these both on Amazon. That one works out of the box day one. It has a little bit of tuning issues, but honestly, after the first 3 days of tuning it, it actually does stay in tune a lot better. That is also including the fact that I put new strings on it. I didn't put new strings on this because it's going back to the factory. And what you gotta look out for is shit like this. These are the things that the YouTubers don't tell you because, they probably don't have a bad experience with companies like these yet. This is actually my first time having a bad experience now. I don't expect nothing less. It's a $130 guitar that's made in China. And I actually got this guitar a lot earlier than I thought I would be. It was supposed to arrive the 21st, but it arrived on the 16th of January, 2020. And then this happened. And I don't know if the workers that were making the guitar did this, or if it was the Amazon people, because I got it from Amazon. But I don't know, it just kind of came like this. But overall, the electronics do work. I don't know what they look like because I haven't checked, because the screws are shit. They need new screwing in here, because if you try to fuck with the screws, they'll strip easily. They are not for adjusting. I don't know if you can see. Probably can't. Damn. If I can bring this into the light a little bit more. Yeah, no. Just trust me when I say I did try adjusting the bridge. And the screw, it's already basically stripped. And I need to replace the screws. And if it's stripping on this part, everything just needs to be replaced in terms of screwing. And then everything else can stay the same. Replace these screws definitely, because these screws are very important if you ever want to take off the neck, which I don't plan on doing. But if I ever do take off the neck, I will most likely find a different screw that is steel and put steel ones in here, because these ones when I get my replacement guitar, that's hopefully fixed. I don't know. I'll make a separate video on that one if it does. These screws are getting replaced. And I'm going to try to turn this bridge around because the bridge, I mean, it's a, I don't know if it's technically backwards, but these screws right here are supposed to be right here, at least on like Gibson style guitars, and it is a Gibson shape. But let me go over some of the quirks it has. If you can see, there's no switch there. The switch is back here, which I actually prefer because I mostly play Strats or Super Strats. And I own one V, and it's still like right here. It's more like right here on the V. But yeah, it's kind of like, it's hard. Like you kind of need to like beat it. But like it's pretty good. Like I don't know what's worse, like having one that's like more tougher to do, and one that's more harder. I like them harder, just because I know like it won't like go anywhere if like I accidentally like touch it, like that, while I'm playing. And it's not like I'm gonna be playing like over there, because I'm gonna be playing metal on this. I don't play like fucking punk rock or anything like that. The knobs work. This one only works for this one. And that one's just basically like your I don't know how to describe it, but I guess the bass knob, it just makes it more bassy if you turn it all the way low. Makes it regular if you turn it all the way up. I just have it all the way up normally as a default because I don't really like fucking with it. Volume knob. Honestly, after about like, I want to say 3 adjustments, only do difference on palm muting. It doesn't really do anything besides palm muting. In terms of noise wise, it still just sounds like the same after 3. So if you want to like barely turn it up like when you play, you can only you only have to do like that if you're gonna play like I don't know, like jazz or something clean. Or punk rock, if like you have distortion, it doesn't really make a difference unless you're palm muting. But then you want to turn it all the way up for that metal sound, which I always do anyways by default. The action, it was horrible on this thing. And the frets, they need work. The fretboard needs a good cleaning and a good oiling. And that's it. I don't know what the back looks like. I'm afraid to even open it. Because if I send it back to the factory and everything's fucking stripped, they're gonna be like, what the fuck did you do to this thing before you shipped it back to us? But overall, I have no idea what this wood is. I think it might be plywood. I don't know. I do not know what type of wood that is. But that is what the body is made out of. At least, other than that. And it looks like they just kind of glued the finish on. I don't know if you can get that on camera or not. Sorry about the bad lighting and the bad camera. It's kind of all that I have right now. But yeah, other than that, it looks pretty. That's kind of what I bought it for, to look pretty. It's kind of just wall art, really. But I will play it. It just needs love. It needs to be played for some of the frets to be worked out. Or the frets need to be sanded. I'm going to oil it. Well, the new one, not this one. This one's going back to the factory. And I'm probably going to receive a new case, hopefully. Hopefully I receive a new case. Because if I don't, I'm going to be heartbroken. Kind of. Because like I already have like 4 cases. I have a hard case over there. I have 1 acoustic case and 2 soft cases for electric. One of them went to this guitar, which was $80. My friend got me it. And it was shit. The case was shit, but the guitar is actually good. And here it's the opposite. The guitar is shit. At least, like, in terms of playing wise, it looks pretty. But the case is actually good. It has padding, which I'm surprised. Like, if you, like, I don't know if it has padding on the side of it, though. Oh, fuck yeah, it does. So if you were to drop this thing in the case, it would probably survive, like, a couple falls. Obviously, it depends how high you drop it from, but yeah, it will survive. And you can store stuff in this case, too. You can bring this, like, on the road and shit. And, like, this is a guitar that you don't worry about. And the only reason I'm returning it because of this is because I want every dent and shit to be my own doing, not what some dude did by accident that I had no control over. I'd rather every little dent, every little scrape on here be my fault. And that's that. And then, like, once, like, every, like, scrape is done, I sell this thing for, like, $80 to $90. Because I know that I'm most likely not going to be keeping one of these guitars unless I can get it to play really well. If I can get this to play really well, and I mean, like, in terms of metal and, like, it feels good to play, because I can see it, like, if I can just get the frets, it will be good. If I can get the frets and there's no problems with the wiring for at least a good year or two, I'm going to have no problems with this guitar. This guitar will automatically be better than my Ibanez. And it's funny because the $80 guitar is better than my Ibanez, but that's because that thing was treated like a piece of shit in a Goodwill that went for $100. And I got it because I felt bad for that guitar. Guitars aren't meant to be put in a glass case and treated like shit. Guitars are meant to be played or stored somewhere that's comfortable for the guitar, not fucking treated like shit. Should be in somebody's hands, or at least wall art. But yeah, this is an Indio guitar. Honest review, not that bad for $130, but you can get a better guitar for cheaper. I would recommend the Mug-Gig, I don't know how to pronounce it, but this guitar is actually pretty good. It's a Stratocaster. It comes with this, with a whammy bar. It comes with its own guitar cable, comes with its own case. The case is shitty, so don't think like you're gonna get an awesome case. You're not. You're just gonna get a good guitar that has some tuning issues at first, but once you slap some new strings on there, probably I would recommend Diodario's. Also, put some graphite in there. If you don't know how to do that, get a pencil and just put some graphite in between every hole on the nut, and then you should be good. And then also, never use this thing because it makes this thing go out of tune. Yeah. Differences, that one actually stays in tune for an hour. This one doesn't. This one will not stay in tune, at least for right now. Anyways, that's my overlonged review. Goodbye.